Mark this day as the day the United States of America officially fell from grace as the world superpower due to the ineptitude, the incompetence, and the dereliction of duty by a so-called commander-in-chief, a fumbling, idiotic, confused, lying fool, incapable of extricating innocent Americans and Afghan allies from behind enemy lines in the war zone we entered 20 years ago. As American families of those trapped behind enemy lines, as Afghani Americans whose families helped us, and indeed Americans of all walks of life are glued to this crisis on television, they're met with government officials who are not only not candid, or are confused, or are just outright lying.
No one's being killed right now. God forgive me if I'm wrong about that, but no one's being killed right now.
That's a lie. That doesn't include people falling out of airplanes or remains being found in a wheel well. Take a listen to this one.
Is a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not.
Clearly, the Taliban has taken over. They have our weapons, and we can't even get Americans to the airport.
There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of an embassy of the United States from Afghanistan.
I guess I shouldn't believe my lying eyes. Take a look at your screen right now. Joe, what do you call this? What are you talking about?
But let me be clear. Any American who wants to come home, we will get you home.
How do you expect any American in danger overseas to even believe you? One day, you tell us to proceed to the airport, but you cannot provide safe passage to that airport. The next day, Americans are told to simply proceed to the airport anyway. Today, we're told not to go to the airport. This, in spite of your promise that you'll use every resource to carry out the mission. You can't guarantee passage to an airport in a third world country that we've controlled for 20 years. And you give up the Bagram Air Force Base, which is one of the most advanced military bases in the world. You leave us, the United States, with one airstrip? You see the Taliban, that's right, outside the airport with all kinds of sophisticated weaponry. You own that, Joe. You gave it to them. You're the one too busy or too dumb as you go back and forth on your vacations to protect Americans, not even to mention the southern border. We are now on the razor's edge. You leave Americans, American citizens, who put their lives on the line for American. Barbarians who shoot women who won't cover their faces, who take young girls as brides, who have daily carnivals to watch the stoning of women and gays to death? You leave American citizens and Afghan allies who put their lives on the line for America when there was no reason? You don't have the slightest idea what you're doing. You are clueless. But more than that, you are dangerous. And you bloviate about how you're being received so well by the international community. You're America's back. Hey, stupid. The UK Parliament condemned the United States, holding Joe Biden in contempt for the debacle in Afghanistan. The head of German Chancellor Merkel's party described the withdrawal as, quote, the biggest NATO debacle since its founding, while the Brits and the French, stunned at the unilateral withdrawal by the United States without even an email, without even a phone call, even a return call to Prime Minister Boris Johnson. The Brits and the French damned the torpedoes and did what everyone in this country would expect America to do, and that is get out from behind this make-believe barrier and go out and rescue their citizens. And you do nothing of the kind. And remember, Joe, the Brits, the French, the Germans, the Dutch, the Aussies, they're not there because they were attacked. They're there because we were attacked on 9/11. They did this for us, you ungrateful, tone-deaf, taxpayer-funded career politician. And Mr. Cool, do you even give a damn? Or is this all about scooping up millions like your drugged-up son from Russia, the Ukraine, and China? You are so dumb you don't even admit the fear, the chaos, the hysteria, the children shot and beaten, whipped and brutalized, people running from Taliban gunfire. You're too cool to admit that. No, nobody's died. No one's died. Are you watching cartoons all day? You have single-handedly put Americans in danger. You have single-handedly outsourced the protection of Americans to the Taliban. And don't act so stunned. Everyone knew what you and Barack were doing by emptying out Gitmo, even civilians like me 7 years ago. Could it be, Mr. President, he was your excuse to release 5 Taliban terrorists from Gitmo? Those 5 men, the worst of the worst. Some wanted by the UN for mass murders, killing thousands, Al-Qaeda connected. They hate America and everything we stand for. And you released them, knowing many returned to the battlefield. The truth? This dirtbag on your screen now, who your friend Obama released for another dirtbag, a deserter by the name of Bo Bergdahl, is now back on the battlefield. But not only back on the battlefield, he's in fact in charge of the Taliban, you fools. We were warned you were inept. We knew in our hearts that you were. You have consistently had the worst foreign policy strategy and diplomatic responses in recent history. The truth is, Mr. President, you should not only be impeached, as Commander-in-Chief, you should be court-martialed. And that's my open.